Are you considering getting a Revolut card? Well, before you do, this is going to be one of the most important videos that you need to watch because Revolut has a ton of different plans and features. And as someone who's been using Revolut for over 4 years, I can walk you through exactly what you need to know before you apply. So this video here is going to be a full rundown on everything you need to know about Revolut before you get started. When Revolut launched, they launched with a vision to shake up the traditional banking sector. It was founded in the UK, which is known for its finance industry, but also its technology industry, which has really put Revolut in the forefront when it comes to fintech. Today, they're offering everything from everyday banking to credit cards and even savings and investing. And they have really put a lot of effort into making sure you have an easy to use experience and a great experience when it comes to an online bank. When it comes down to the app itself, it's definitely one of the best apps that I've personally used when it comes to digital banking. It's simple, it's easy to use, and it's way ahead of all the traditional banks that you have ever used before. The homepage displays your primary currency, which you can of course also change if you have any other preferences. You can also easily switch and even add new currencies to your account, and then you can exchange one of your currencies for another. And you can exchange these currencies without any fees, but I'll explain a little bit more about this later on in the video. You can also easily top up your account with a debit card, Apple Pay, Google Pay, or even a direct bank transfer. Revolut also has an insights tab that allows you to better understand your spending. You can even look at monthly or yearly spending, and it's also breaking it down by category, so restaurants or shopping for example, making it super easy to find areas where you can reduce your spending or just realize that you're spending way too much on Uber Eats. On top of this, Revolut offers a super easy way to send money to other users on Revolut, which is perfect if you're splitting dinner with friends. When it comes to card management, you can easily see all the cards you have available on Revolut. You can also create new cards or find the card details in case you're paying for something and you're just too lazy to find your wallet. In the card details, you can also instantly freeze your card in case you ever lose it or if it's stolen. Finally, the app also offers some customization options, which I personally haven't used myself, but if you like those sort of things, you can, for example, change the background in the app. Now, when it comes to investing on Revolut, it's definitely not going to be for everyone. While the platform offers an easy to navigate trading platform with access to basically a wide range of different stocks and ETFs, it is important to consider the specifics of your country's investments accounts and tax benefits, which may not align with Revolut's offering. In Sweden, for example, we have a special investment savings account, which means that you have a tax incentive to use those type of accounts. Most brokers in Sweden have that type of account, but Revolut in this case doesn't have that account. So that means if you are a user in Sweden, you are basically losing money by using the Revolut investing. Now, I can't speak for all countries in the world here because I have no idea how the investments work in your country, but in most cases, I think that you would have something similar to this. And if Revolut is offering your country's special type of investment account, then that would be great. You can use that one directly. But in most cases, I think that Revolut is not going to offer it, so it's not going to be a great option for you to go with an account on Revolut when it comes to investing. But if you are in a country where Revolut is actually a good option when it comes to investing, then Revolut, I would say, is one of the better platforms to actually get started with trading because it is a easy to use platform overall, and it is fairly competitive when it comes to stock trading. When it comes to the support on Revolut, I definitely think that the Revolut support team is great, although some users might have a different opinion here. For example, I've come across many stories where people's accounts have been closed with pretty much any apparent reason at all, and they were unable to contact anyone at Revolut for assistance. I do believe that these users may have been doing something that were not allowed, like attempting to perhaps cheat the cashback system or maybe doing some sketchy money laundering or whatever it is. But of course, because Revolut is a regular bank like any other bank, they're going to adhere to the same type of laws and regulations, which means that they're going to have to close down accounts that are suspicious or ask for further details about certain transactions. So this, in my opinion, is totally fine, and I understand why Revolut is doing this. Now, personally, I've only talked with the Revolut support once or twice, but every time I talk to them, it's a great experience. They reply quickly. They even helped me get a refund for a non-refundable hotel booking that I did, which my regular bank would never even try to help me do. Overall, I think the support on Revolut is great. Some people are having some issues with their accounts being closed or accounts being frozen, but in these cases, you should always think of it a bit suspiciously because I don't think that Revolut is going out of their way to just lock people's accounts for no apparent reason. I think there is something behind the scenes that whoever leaves these comments doesn't really tell us about their account. And one of the main reasons why Revolut is so popular for so many people is because it's great for traveling. Revolut offers all users free ATM withdrawals with limitations depending on your plan. I should mention here that you might still pay a small fee when you're using an ATM abroad, but you have to keep in mind that this is not a fee from Revolut. This is gonna be the local bank's fee that they are basically charging you because you're using a foreign card in their country. So in most countries, you're probably still gonna pay a $5 fee or a $2 fee for making an ATM withdrawal. But this is not a fee from Revolut, this is just from the bank or the ATM provider itself. On top of this, of course, Revolut is also offering their multi-currency accounts, which are also great, as these accounts allow you to exchange your local currency for the currency of the country where you're traveling to, which allows you to avoid paying an exchange fee on your card transactions. And again, if you're using a traditional bank, they would instead charge you a foreign transaction fee for each individual transaction that you make abroad. Now, there might be some limitations on how much you can actually exchange every month, but this will depend on what type of plan you're using on Revolut, so I'll cover this more in detail later on in the video. Now, if you are on one of the higher plans on Revolut, you can also enjoy the free or discounted airport lounge access. Now, the airport lounges are through a partnership with Dragon Pass, which has over 1,300 lounges worldwide. Now, Revolut also offers between 3% and 10% cashback if you book your hotel through the Revolut app. Now, I mentioned this before as well, but I'm still a bit skeptical about this feature. When it was initially launched, I could find basically the same hotel and date for way less even after the cashback on other booking sites. Now, it does seem like they have improved this feature since it was initially launched, but I would still recommend you to double check the Revolut app and other booking sites before you actually book the hotel. Now, finally, Revolut also offers some great travel insurances for some of the higher plans. For example, global medical insurance, insurance on delayed flights or lost luggage, and even insurance on winter sports activities. Now, personally, I have never had to use any of the insurances, so I can't speak directly on whether or not they're good and if they actually give you what they promise, but I actually have read a lot of people complaining about the insurance partner Xcover taking months to reply on various claims, and in most cases not giving really any updates to the people making the claims. So I do remain a bit skeptical when it comes to Xcover and whether or not they will actually help you in these cases, but I've also seen people being very happy about the support that they got through Xcover, so I'm not entirely sure here, and I think it will really be up to you if your case is valid or not. But I do still think that they should get back to you. Even if your case is not valid, they should just tell you instead of leaving people hanging, because I've seen a lot of people complaining about this, but I think it's really down to each individual case and whether or not your case is actually valid or not. Now, the most important question, what plan should you be getting? So let's just break it down plan by plan, because Revolut offers everything from a free account up to the Revolut Ultra account, which will cost you over 550 euros per year. Now, keep in mind that the benefits, the prices, how the insurances are applied, everything will be different in each individual country, so it's gonna be super hard for me to cover all the countries watching this video, but I'm gonna give you the general idea, and then the prices and the benefits are gonna be slightly different, or they could be pretty much the same. But just keep that in mind and make sure you check your local market's prices or benefits in case there's a slight difference in your country. So the standard account, also known as the free account, is basically a great option for people who want to try the app and the features, but this also means that you have limited access to all the benefits on the app itself. Now, the standard account is ideal if you're a budget traveler who mostly go on short weekend trips, since the account limits should cover most of these expenses. For example, the 200 euro free ATM withdrawals a month with a maximum of 5 withdrawals and free currency exchanges up to 1,000 euro per month should be enough to cover you in most of these cases. Plus, account price at 4 euros per month offers slightly better features than the standard account by removing the maximum limit on free ATM withdrawals, but it's still going to be capped at 200 euros in total withdrawals per month. You also get increased free currency exchange up to 3,000 euros per month, making it a perfect choice if you tend to travel a lot more frequently or if you tend to spend more when you actually travel. On top of this, the Plus account offers the in-app live chat support. You also get the everyday insurance, which includes Revolut's purchase protection for purchases that you make with the card itself. Now jumping over to the premium account, this is going to be priced at €8 per month and offers you a slightly cooler card that can also be customized with emojis or text or whatever you want. You also get a 20% discount on international bank transfers, and the ATM withdrawal limit is going to be increased to €400 per month, and the fee-free currency exchange is now unlimited. You also get access to some partner subscriptions such as NordVPN and the Financial Times, which basically means you can get an account for these services entirely for free. The premium account also offers you the discounted airport lounge access, which, do remember, is going to cost you about €25 per visit. Your insurance options are also slightly increased to include the global medical insurance, the winter sports insurance, and also the delayed flight or lost luggage insurance. This plan, I would say, is the best option for someone who is a frequent traveler, but you also travel to countries that use different currencies than your own country. So if you're in the US, but you only travel within the US, spending dollars anyway, so it doesn't make sense. But the same would go if you're in Europe and if you live in a country where you use the euro, and you only tend to travel to countries where they also use the euro. It wouldn't make sense to get this plan. But if you tend to go to countries with different currencies, then I would definitely recommend this plan for you. Now over to the metal plan, which I personally use. This will cost you about €15 per month and does come with a badass looking metal card, and the metal plan itself also gets you 1% cash back when you're outside of Europe or the UK, and 0.1% cash back on all other purchases. Your discount on international transfers are also increased to 40%. Your free ATM withdrawals are now also increased to €800 per month, up to 10% cash back on hotel bookings, as well as car hire excess insurance and a personal liability insurance. Now the metal plan I would recommend for someone who's planning to stay abroad for a long time. So if you're doing an exchange semester in your university, or if you're being moved to a different country through work for, let's say, 6 months or a year, or maybe you're a digital nomad and you tend to spend majority of your time in different countries, then the metal plan is going to be the best option for you, basically, to avoid having to pay foreign exchange fees on all your transactions. Now finally, the best of the best and the most expensive option you have is going to be the Ultra plan, which I did cover in more detail in one of my other videos, so you could actually check that one out if you want a more detailed review of the Revolut Ultra. But this card will cost you about €50 per month and comes with a platinum plated card that, I mean, I honestly can't tell the difference between the metal card and the platinum plated card, so I mean, you do you. The Ultra plan offers you phone support if you prefer talking to someone. You also have no fees on international transfers. You get increased free ATM withdrawals up to €2,000 per month, and also unlimited free airport lounge access and trip and event cancellation insurance. Now, the Ultra plan is tricky. I'm not entirely sure who would actually need this plan, but I think I've kind of figured it out. The Ultra plan is going to be for someone who's using Revolut as their main bank for everything, for investing, saving, spending. This is going to be the typical person who would actually find it useful to subscribe to the Ultra plan, because you get reduced fees on your trading and investing, and you also get increased interest on your savings. It could also be great for someone who tends to travel a lot through work, because you get free airport lounge access, which basically means that you can go there anytime, and it's gonna be a great way for you to kind of sit down, have food, be able to work from somewhere, and it's gonna be just more convenient for you if you are spending a lot of time at the airport. But also at that point, I think that the American Express Platinum card is probably gonna be a better option, so I'm not entirely sure about that situation either. Let me know in the comments if you know who would actually fit for the Ultra plan, because in my opinion, I still can't really find a target audience for this subscription, and I still think it's in a weird place, the Ultra plan in general. In my experience, Revolut is all around a great experience and a great app to have. And this is definitely the #1 app that I truly recommend to anyone who tends to travel a lot or looking for a way to save on foreign exchange fees or using ATMs when they actually are abroad, because it's so convenient. It is really one of the best options you have out there. What it really comes down to here is that you personally have to weigh the different benefits of each different plan on Revolut. Make sure that you will actually get value for what you're paying for. Because let's say the Ultra plan, for example, if you don't use any of the subscriptions that are included, if you don't make any foreign transactions, if you barely travel and you use the lounge once or twice per year, you're basically just paying for nothing because you're not utilizing the benefits enough. And it's also really up to you. I mean, if you'd like to throw away 45 euros per month or 18 euros per month or whatever it is on these fees because you don't really care about it, then go ahead and do it. But if you're making sure that you get the value for your money, you want to make sure that all the benefits in the plan actually fits your spending habits and your personal situation the best. When it comes to managing your everyday finances and using it as an everyday bank, I'm not sure it's there yet. Maybe we'll see Revolut moving into mortgages and stuff like that, but it's gonna be tricky across borders and they're available in so many different countries, so many different regulations. So I don't think we're there yet, but Revolut is definitely a go-to option when it comes to traveling. Everyday banking, I'm not entirely sure, but make sure you check out the benefits and check if it's worth it for you. Now, if you do want to sign up for Revolut, you can use the link down in the video description. It is going to be an affiliate link, so I do get some kickback when you do sign up using my link, but I do appreciate it. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video here on the channel.